Welcome to Untold History. In this episode, we delve into the dawn of the Middle Ages, a period full of intrigue, faith, and conflict. Today, we will explore the history of one of the most enigmatic and fascinating groups in history, the Order of the Poor Knights of Christ and of Solomon's Temple, better known as the Order of the Templars. Founded in 1119, this military and religious order would play a crucial role in the Crusades and become a myth full of mystery, which persists to this day. But what circumstances led to its creation? Who were its first members? And what was the real purpose of this organization? Today, in Untold History, we'll unravel the origins, secrets, and impact of the Templar Order. Join us on this fascinating journey. The story begins in the context of the Crusades, a series of military campaigns organized by Western Christendom with the aim of regaining the Holy Land from Muslim hands. By 1099, the Crusaders had succeeded in conquering Jerusalem, but maintaining control of the city and protecting pilgrims traveling there became a considerable challenge. The roads were infested with bandits and hostile groups, which made the journey extremely dangerous. It was in this context that in 1119, a French knight named Hugh de Payens, along with 8 other knights, decided to form a brotherhood dedicated to protecting pilgrims on their journey to Jerusalem. This small group of men took a vow of poverty, chastity, and obedience, establishing themselves as a military religious order in the service of the Church. Initially, their scope was limited, and their headquarters were established in a wing of Solomon's ancient temple in Jerusalem, from which they derived their name. Although they began as a humble brotherhood, they soon attracted the attention of influential figures. One of them was King Baldwin II of Jerusalem, who offered them a place to settle. But even more crucial was the support of Bernard of Clairvaux, a Cistercian monk and one of the most influential religious figures of his time. Bernhard passionately championed the cause of the Templars, writing the famous text In Praise of the New Militia, where he extolled the mission of the order as an ideal combination of religious and military life. In 1129, the order received official recognition from the Catholic Church at the Council of Troyes. This was a watershed moment, as it gave them legitimacy and an official rule that defined their way of life. The rule, based on Benedictine traditions, was strict. It forbade luxuries, demanded total obedience, and promoted austerity. The Templars wore white cloaks adorned with a red cross, a symbol that represented their devotion and willingness to die for their faith. With this backing, the Templars grew rapidly, both in numbers and influence. They were not only formidable warriors, but also efficient administrators. They established a network of strategic fortresses throughout the Holy Land, from where they could defend territories and ensure the safety of pilgrims. These fortresses, such as the famous Crock of the Knights, were true marvels of military engineering, designed to withstand prolonged sieges and act as operational bases. In parallel, the Templars developed an advanced financial system. They offered services of protection and transportation of wealth for pilgrims, which led them to become a kind of medieval bank. This system allowed travelers to deposit their money in Europe and withdraw it in the Holy Land using a bill of exchange, thus avoiding the risks of travel. This financial model laid the foundation for modern banking practices. The wealth and power of the Templars began to arouse envy and suspicion. Although they were considered guardians of the faith, they also accumulated property and resources throughout Europe, operating independently of local authorities. Their influence extended beyond the battlefields. They were advisors to kings, landowners, and key players in the politics of their time. Despite their power, the Templars faced mounting challenges. The fall of Acre in 1291 marked the end of the major crusades and left the Templars without their original purpose. With no Holy Land to defend, its existence began to be questioned. In addition, their accumulation of wealth and autonomous character made them targets of greed and political intrigue. One of the darkest episodes in its history occurred in 1307, when Philip IV of France, also known as Philip the Fair, orchestrated a campaign to wipe out the Templars. Motivated by debts to the order and his desire to control its resources, Philip accused the Templars of heresy, blasphemy, and other fabricated charges. In a coordinated raid, hundreds of Templars were arrested on October 13th, 1307, a day that marked the beginning of their downfall. Under torture, many confessed to crimes they had not committed, providing Philip with the excuse he needed to pressure Pope Clement V to dissolve the order. In 1312, during the Council of Vienne, the Order of the Templars was officially dissolved. Their property was confiscated, and many of their leaders, including the last Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, were executed. De Molay's execution in 1314 was particularly symbolic. Before dying, he cast a curse on Philip IV and Clement V, who died shortly afterwards under mysterious circumstances. Although the Templars officially disappeared, their legacy lived on. In the centuries that followed, its history was shrouded in mystery, giving rise to countless legends. Some believe that they guarded secrets such as the Holy Grail or the treasures of Solomon's Temple. Others suggest that they continued to exist in secret, influencing historical events from the shadows. The Order of the Templars not only represents a fascinating chapter in medieval history, but also a reminder of how power, faith, and politics can intertwine to create institutions that transcend their time. From humble beginnings as protectors of pilgrims to becoming one of the most powerful and enigmatic organizations in history, the Templars left an indelible mark. If you enjoyed this episode and want to continue exploring the most fascinating and lesser-known events in history, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with your friends. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the past. See you in the next episode of Untold History.